And so just looking at some of the different problematic assets that you might have on a divorce in these US UK couples who are going through divorce, perhaps you could explain a little bit more about, for example, the treatment of the family home that is always a major asset in such proceedings, and what are some of the details there that people look out for, or that you might help support a family lawyer on?
Yeah, I think that's right. We do most of our work is with family lawyers, actually, being instructed by them for their clients. Well, as we do obviously do work with existing clients as well, but the family homes, it's the major asset, as you say, very often in the marriage, and there's it needs to be dealt with at any stage, not necessarily in divorce, but the divorce, it does bring it into focus, and the tax issues come to the fore, because in the UK, as we probably all know, it's quite generous in terms of the tax treatment of your primary residence, in that any kind of disposal of primary residence that you've occupied and owned doesn't bring any tax issues with it. Whether that is a sale or whether that be a transfer in a divorce, when tax can come to the fore, it's still the primary residence for those purposes. So the exemption carries through to divorce proceedings as well, if all the boxes are ticked in the right places. But on the US side, it's quite different, because in any situation, there's only a fairly limited exemption available from tax on the family home, which is $250,000 of gain. And a married couple that file a joint tax return, they can double that up to $500,000. Everything, of course, computed in dollars. So if you've got a foreign-based, particularly a sterling property, then that's got to all be converted back to dollars. So you can have some surprising foreign exchange results as well. But there's the difficulty arises where the couple are not both American, and so if there is an asset that belongs to, or a share of an asset belongs to the American spouse, and it's going to be transferred out of the jurisdiction of the US, so they can no longer tax that because it's not going to be owned in future by an American, that triggers a disposal. And so in divorce proceedings, if you have an American spouse and they're giving away the family home to the other spouse who's not American, that will trigger tax in the US. So there's a real issue there. There won't be a UK tax charge, there will be a US tax charge. And it's also going to impact potentially on what happens in the future as well, with the ultimate disposition of the property when it really is sold. This is only talking about a transfer rather than an actual sale to a third party. But it does create that genuine issue to be resolved and discussed in terms of the tax liabilities.